Good morning. Welcome to week 11 of Double Down Sports. I'm ATAG Swag. Don't know when Shrek will be joining us. I think we'll see him at some point, most likely. He did let me know that he wasn't too sure if he was going to make it today, so we'll see on that. But you know how it is. Fuck him up. We got week 11 here. We'll start off with the weather. Because once again, for I don't know, maybe the fourth straight week, we got some decent weather. It's mainly dealing with wind. You know, this time of year you get cold fronts moving in and lots of wind. Um, that's pretty much it. It's just wind. The Cleveland Baltimore game, there might be a little bit of rain, but aside from that, it's really just wind. Um, the Washington Miami game is currently going on overseas in Madrid. So I guess you like to see that. I don't know how excited I would be about the Dolphins and Commanders. That's not too fun of a matchup. But that's what we got going on, and so the main games that have some, I would say, significant wind. Um, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue, other than more like the kicking game and deep throws. But this Green Bay New York Giant game, along with this Buffalo, Tampa, and Cleveland and Baltimore, these three games have um, more than either at or more than 20 mile per hour sustained winds, with gusts being somewhere in 30 to 40 mile per hour range. It seems like all three of these games, as the game goes on, the wind will die down a bit, like not much, but a bit. Um, and then these other games, like Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, um, and then this Jacksonville game a little less, but like 15 to 20 mile per hour with 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts. This is kind of what we saw last week. So if you look at the games and the scores from last week, the weather wasn't really too much of a factor. Like if you look at the scores and stuff, it wasn't like it made a game, single digits on both sides or anything like that. I think even the games where there was wind, they combined scored at like the 40s. Um, so not too much of a factor, but somewhat. If you got a boomer bust player who needs a long ball, not likely to see, more likely to see like a long run or something. Um, Maybe a little more tight end, a little more running back, quick slants, stuff like that. Unless you're Caleb Williams, then the wind doesn't seem to fucking matter because that guy can throw through any wind. He's got such a strong cannon of an arm. Um, so yeah, this is a little bit of a factor. I don't think this is gonna make me fade too much from anything, with the exception of maybe this, but these defenses are not that good. So I still don't. I just expect like more like the kicking game. I might not take these kickers. That's. I mean, that's about it. Um, let's go into. Ugh, college football. Fucking that game was disgusting. Let's go into the standings real quick. Oh, no, that's college football. That's not where we're at. So it looks like the New England Patriots I think they're legit. They seem to be a pretty good team. Um, oh, that's 25 draft. They got Drake May's playing really good. Uh, I mean, I definitely would say he's like most improved player of the year. I think he's definitely in the running for that. Maybe even in the MVP conversation. There's some others. I think more deserving would be someone like JT. He's just had a fantastic year. But let's see. They got a really favorable. They're gonna get the number one seed. They're very likely to win their next game. Joe Burrow is coming back soon, so this game could be a little more spicy. But this defense just can't. The New England defense is really good, and the Bengals defense is not. So, but they should be expecting Joe Burrow back soon. He started practicing again, so that's good. I expect them to win this game. I think they'll beat the Bills again. I think they'll win out, honestly. This game could be interesting. The Ravens are playing better, and they have to win. But yeah, I think New England's a real deal. Andy looks good. The Broncos have a good record, but man, they just haven't been playing well. Like, it's kind of surprising that the Raiders were able to do what they were doing to them. And I don't think, I do think the Raiders, they got a freaking man among men on the defensive line, but I don't think the Raiders did too much I think it was more like the Broncos just not executing. And that's kind of a little worrisome getting into the later part of the year. We'll see, because they play against Kansas City, so if they can pull that off, that'll really, I think that'll be a good motivation boost. And then this AFC race is definitely coming down to these teams, it seems like. The Chargers have an outside chance, but they really need these teams to lose. And I just don't see the Patriots losing more than a game or two. So it might be difficult for the Chargers to catch them there. What does the Colts schedule look like? I haven't looked at that. That's gonna be a difficult game. Okay. And then let's look at the Broncos. I think the Broncos probably have the most difficult. Yeah, out of the three. You got Packers, Chiefs, and Chargers. This could be a game that decides the AFC, possibly. I don't think so. I think maybe New England's going to take it, but you never know. It's NFL football. From any week, any given week, anyone can win in the NFL. That's absolutely true. We saw Buffalo last week get smoked by Miami, which was wild. It wasn't even close. Like, whatever that was from the Bills. That's kind of what me and Shrek have been talking about all year. Is we don't think they're actually that good of a team, and it kind of showed. Now, it is one game, but they really haven't beaten too significant of teams. The Texans came back last week. That was kind of crazy. Jacksonville, I didn't think Jacksonville was very good. You could see their consistency just wasn't there. They started off 5-1 or something? No, they started off 4-1. And then what's Baltimore's record or games coming up? Win, possible win. Oh golly, that's a gauntlet down the stretch. Look at this. Look at this. That's a difficult schedule. These divisional games are just so difficult. And then on top of that, you get the Patriots and Packers. Jesus. I don't know if they make the playoffs. They can't drop either one of these two games. They absolutely need to win these two games. Damn, quite a few teams have a shot at decent picks here. Who's Tennessee play? Okay, they can win that game. They could win this game. I doubt it, but they could. They could win this game. Okay, yeah, so Tennessee could possibly win a couple more. I'm just looking at the standings right now. I'm kind of curious to see where teams are and whatnot. They're gonna need a quarterback. I think Justin Fields is his time in the NFL is coming to an end as far as being a starter. I think he's been given enough chances with enough franchises. Now he hasn't gone into any franchise that I think is like so. The thing with the Jets is on paper they looked pretty good. However, we thought that last year, and with Aaron Rodgers, who obviously is, Steelers are doing well. Um, it obviously is not. They're just not a good team, I guess. So that is a little unfair. But and with the Bears, Justin Fields didn't have a solid team, solid coach. The Steelers, he never really got a chance. He played 4 to 6 games, and they were doing decently well, and then Wilson came in. So he never really got a chance to get his foot in the door on a good solid team to see how he would do. However, it's very obvious, you can tell when watching their games that his mechanics and his timing and his reads just aren't there. He's a great running quarterback, but when it comes to passing, he can make the passes, but he's not consistent. It's just not there. So I think his time's coming to an end. I think New York's gonna work on getting a quarterback coming up. Then we got the NFC. You got Philly and Seattle at the top. I think Philly, their team they look good at times, but they just don't look like the number one seed, like Seattle or Detroit. I just feel like I don't know, and maybe I'm a little biased. With watching their games, they just haven't looked like a dominant team, and you can tell in their point differential. I mean, they're 7-2, and it's only 26 points. That's kind of wild. Look at all these other teams. Not Tampa, but like 98, 83, 103. Those look like down, and a win's a win, right? However, when you're watching the games, they don't. They've won a couple different ways. They went off with some field goal blocks, special teams. I guess that means they're a complete team. At the same time, their offense has struggled at times this year. Been kind of a little confusing. They've put it together lately. So we'll see. But this race right here, I mean, look at this. Realistically, I mean, probably right here. I mean, all within a game. That's crazy. That many teams within. I don't know who's going to take the NFC. Any of these teams could. There's an outside chance the Packers could, but they need some of these teams to lose. And I just don't see this many teams losing a whole lot more. Now, some of these will obviously lose a lot more than others, but one or two of these teams will lose maybe a game or two. And you need absolutely to win out and them lose 2 games. So Carolina is weird for me. Sometimes I just feel like they're young because sometimes they play real well, and then sometimes they just don't. So they'll beat one team that maybe they shouldn't, and then they'll lose against a team that they shouldn't. So it's kind of weird. Minnesota, I'm not high on JJ. Dallas defense, watch out for the Dallas defense coming up. We get Overshown back today. So Overshown back, which is huge. I'd say he's probably gonna be our best defensive player. Now, not coming right back from the injury. He's gonna be on somewhat of a snap count, but if it comes down to it and it's a really close game, and we need him in there for the final possession, the Cowboys are gonna put him in there. But you got Overshown coming back. We traded for a linebacker. I think it was Logan Wilson. We got Williams on the defensive line. Bland's playing, and we got our 3rd-round draft pick, who would have been a 1st-round pick had he not had. Cowboys like to draft players that have knee injuries. Like, it's kind of weird. Um, but so watch out for the Cowboys defense because I think they're going to be significantly better. Now this week is going to kind of be a little hard to tell because they're playing against the Raiders, and so you might think like, oh, the Raiders just suck, you know. Um, but I think you're going to see a significant change in the defense. Like we're going to be just watch out for Overshown, and maybe not necessarily this week, but next week especially. If all is good and he doesn't have any setbacks and doesn't retweak anything or anything, like watch out. Yo, what's up, Mags? Nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? Will you start the Cowboys D or Bears D? Who are the Bears playing? I think I know my answer here, but let me. Chicago, Minnesota. I'm going Cowboys, which is I actually picked up the Cowboys defense, because I think to close out the year they're gonna be a top half team. Now I don't know if they'll be a top five defense. That might be pushing it a little. But we have five players who either are coming back from injury and now getting, like they're ready to go, or we traded for. And Overshown's a big one. Like when Overshown gets back in there, like y'all just wait. Like he is incredible. Former Longhorn, so I've been able to watch him, I was able to watch him with the Longhorns. I was so happy that Cowboys picked him up. Unfortunately, his rookie year, he got injured, missed his whole rookie year. Last year was essentially his rookie year, and then he had a significant knee injury that just was really heartbreaking because he was having a Pro Bowl like year, as like a rookie, not truly in time, but for playing time, was rookie. Yo, thank you so much for the biddies. I don't think the Bears defense is a bad idea because I'm not high on Minnesota.
Mr.
Um,
Destructoid 100.
this is a dome game, so there's no weather here whatsoever. And the difference that I have is just this offense just sucks. The Raiders offense is terrible. Um, it's not good. They got on the offensive line. They got so many injuries. And on top of that, Gino just has not looked good. Ashton Genty's looked good at times. His first couple weeks were a little rough. Then he started putting it together. But I mean, just like 7-0-10-6. I mean, like look at the last couple weeks. Now the Jaguars scored 29. All right, but 4 out of the last 5 weeks they haven't put up more than 10 points.
Mr.
I mean
Destructoid
that's
100.
and like Titans. That's not a good team. You know. These other two, the Chiefs defense is pretty decent. The Broncos defense is pretty decent. The Jags are weird. They're good and then bad. I don't know. Start Mayfield or Darnold. Man, so I don't know how this Rams and Seattle game is going to go. Um, Both are two powerhouses of offenses. Both are playing real well. I was reading something last night um, on like how the matchup was going to go because one team was good at this, but the other team was good at that, and so it's going to be a battle of this scheme versus that scheme. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure how the Rams and Seattle game is going to go. I would probably say Darnold, because this Buffalo Tampa Bay game. Now, I wouldn't fade anyone too much here, but this has the most significant wind out of any game this week. Here are your games that have wind. Any of these that are orange or yellow. So there's this one's just cold, mainly. I wouldn't say 10 to 15 mile per hour wind is windy. I don't think that does anything. But you have one, two, three, four, five, 5 games that have either decent or significant wind. Um, and so this right here might make it hard to hit on some of the typical like long balls that you see or something like that. So someone like Shakir in this Buffalo game, I see getting a lot of targets. Some of those the like 5-10 yard stop routes, little out routes, quick slants, tight end checkdowns. Although Kincaid's out, so that makes it rough for Buffalo because Kincaid I think would eat this game. Someone like Otten might do well, but running back checkdowns, screens, the deep ball is going to be difficult in this game, along with kicking. Aside from that, I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue, but that will hinder some. So maybe there could be more quarterback runs. That might be something that happens too. I just this game is that is a decent amount of wind. Now they are professionals, so like they can throw through this wind, but it can affect some of the later games, and the wind will start to, I wouldn't say taper down because it still will be decent winds, but it will start to lower some. So that's something huge. This is something that people might not have any clue on their lineups. That's something like this game and this game. Both of these games, I think, wind will play a fact. Oh, this one too. This one actually, I think this one has the most. Yeah, this Cleveland Baltimore one has the most. 25 mile per hour sustained winds. Yeah, so I think it's this one, and then next is this one, and I think these two are pretty comparable. There might be a little bit of rain, or snow in this one. Might be a little rain in this one, but I don't think rain's gonna. If it is, it's not a lot. And then this is just wind, decent wind, and I think this game, Josh Jacobs is going to have a field day. I think they're going to be able to run against New York Giants like crazy. I'm going over on Jacobs's props here for this game. This game has some sustained wins. However, this is going to be like what we saw in the Bears New York Giant game last week, and that score was 24-20. So it wasn't really like affected much, I don't think. Still scored 44 points total, which is about what we figured. So it didn't look like it had too much of maybe a kick. Like kicking field goals in these games will be difficult. It absolutely will be difficult. All right, let's get back to. Man, it feels so quiet today. Well, let's check on this game real quick. What's the score? Still 3-6. All we've had is field goals. Exciting. Woo. This sucks. This sucks that Madrid gets this game. Looks like they're going to kick a field goal to tie it 6-6. God, that sucks, man. Wow, crazy. This is wild. Whenever I first clicked on this game, Tua had 55 yards, and A-Chain had like 50 yards rushing or something like that, and it hasn't changed much. Mariota's picked up on the passing. Hey, he's 12 for 16. That's pretty good. 7 of 8. I'm a Madrid fan, but this wasn't. I know it really isn't. Like, this sucks. There's been most of the games overseas have been bad games, and like at the beginning of the season, you don't know. Like, I mean, like this seemed like it could have been a decent game, right? Like, Miami's had decent starts. Last year they weren't very good. But, new season, someone like, I don't know, like, New England is a really good team this year. At the beginning of the year, I don't think anyone had them going first in the AFC at week 11. So, you just don't know. Washington seemed like they were going to be a playoff team, and they're not. So, but neither of these are playoff teams. Like, that sucks, man. Whenever you have a game overseas, you want it to be electric, exciting. You want something like, I don't know, you want a high scoring, like, so you want someone like the Cowboys. Like, so you want to see touchdowns. That's where all the excitement is in football. And they're just, 6-6. Oh, man. All right, let's get back onto this. So, that was a perfect question. Perfect timing, because I was just talking about the Cowboys defense. Brissett, I kind of like Brissett here. Let's see how he does. The Falcons, man. The Falcons are a weird team for me. they've had some really good games and some really bad games. Like, I think I can see their team starting to turn a corner. They are, I mean, they do have a young team, um, especially a lot of their playmakers, especially on offense. They're all young. Um, so I think they have a bright future. I think they're just a couple picks away, or a couple moves away from being a contending team. So it's like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They just need to put it together. I'm just debating on Mayfield and Darnold. Yeah, I really think I would lean Darnold. Stats, season. No, we don't care about free agents points. Um, God, I can't believe Drake May is first. Now they've already played their game, so this might. I mean, a couple might pass, but 148. I will say Mayfield has definitely had fewer, I guess, bust weeks. He's had one bust week, maybe two, but like this bust is not like a single digits. Like Darnold has a couple more bust weeks, and he's like the Rams and Seattle. I think it's gonna be. It's hard to say how that game's gonna go. Um, I'm just worried about this wind. The wind for this game. Now, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not much of a factor. Um, I mean, especially because like Mayfield can run the ball, like 44 yards. I'm surprised he doesn't have a rushing touchdown. Wow, look at his first 3 weeks. I guess he hasn't ran the ball as much lately. He hasn't ran the ball at all these games. Wow, that's surprising. I bet he runs the ball this game. I just like sometimes whenever you go to chunk up the ball, like you scramble, and you see your receiver going downfield, you'll just throw it up to him. I don't think you do that this game just because of the winds. Oh man, Mags, I think I don't know. Maybe you go Baker. Like looking at it, it looks like he definitely has a higher. I would say he has a higher upside. Um, Now like his ceiling isn't as it's 26. Darnold's is 27, but he has more games that are up here. Um, quite a few 22s. I guess maybe go Mayfield. I don't know. Yeah, maybe go Mayfield. I'm worried about the weather, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not really as much of an issue. I just know that like once you get over that 15 mile per hour sustained, it starts to really hinder things. Especially if it's gusting and stuff. All right, I don't think we'll see Shrek today. I think it's just me solo. Still at halftime. Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe go Mayfield. Like, it looks like he'll get 20 points out of Mayfield. God, yeah, he's been very consistent. 22, 19, 17, 19, 26, 19. But then 12, 4. I don't think he had. I think this game he didn't have Ibuka. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've said everything I could say. I don't know. I think it's kind of that's a hard one to determine. If there wasn't any weather, I think I would like for sure hands down Mayfield. Just because of the matchup between Seattle and the Rams. What is this over under for this game? I'm curious. Still 48.5. Man, I might see. This is a game like I want to take the under for, but like I just don't know. Both these offenses are so good. But so is their defense. You know, it is. It is. It is at the Rams. So if this were at Seattle, like that would be a different story. I honestly think this would be the other way on the spread, but since it's at home, I think that's why the spread is how it is. Has he struggled in home, away, home, away, home, away, home? Okay, no, away games he's done fine. It's actually at home that he struggled. How interesting. Yeah, see, he's bust, bust, bust. Welcome in, Rest Bombs. Pick 2. Marks versus Tennessee. Vidal versus Jacksonville. Jennings versus Arizona. So San Fran does get Pearsall back today. And I don't know particularly if he's going to be on a snap count or anything. But history has told us that coming back from like some injuries, like sometimes the San Francisco wide receivers are just thrown right back into it. I don't expect Jennings to have that great of a game. Kittle seems back up and going. I do like Marks versus Tennessee. However, this game script last week, I think 80% snap count, the reason for this was because they played from behind by a significant amount. Houston was down by like 20 or something like that in the fourth quarter, and they came back to win. And I think Marks is more of like, I wouldn't just say like you're passing down back, but when they're playing from behind, Marks is in. Whereas Nick Chubb, I wouldn't say he's just the running back, but he will get more carries if the game is, close or whatever, or within reach. I'm surprised he came back and won this game. But yeah, Chubb played 13% snap counts. He was in for 10 snaps on offense and he got 5 carries. And they saw, one target on receiving. And he actually still put up like decent numbers. I mean, 5 rushes for 47 yards. That's pretty good. So I don't think this is a thing where like Woody Marks has ran away with the job. Obviously, the timeshare has definitely gone more in his favor. So I still like the matchup. Just don't think he's like a 3-down dominant game running back. He's gonna get all the carries. I think Chubbs can actually have a decent game too. Chubb might put up some nice numbers. I do like Woody Marks though, like for sure like Woody. And then I think I would go Vidal against Jacksonville. I like that matchup too. Um, I'm not so big on Jennings. Jennings just hasn't. He hasn't really. Last year he put up way better numbers, and then this year, like he's had plenty of opportunities. And, he's had some good to decent games, but they're getting Pearsall back. So I think with Pearsall, and this game might be, it could be, um, possibly a runaway. I don't know. The San Francisco defense is really beat up, so Arizona might stay in this. But if they do get ahead, look for McCaffrey to get a lot of the carries like in the second half if they do pull away. Um, I'm just not so big on Jennings. Um, so if he need like he's touchdown dependent. If he doesn't get these touchdowns, he's okay. He's just above 10 points here. Um, so that's kind of this. This is obviously his best game, but like I said, they're getting Pearsall back. Um, I haven't heard anything about an actual snap count. Now saying that, like this is also a good point that like maybe Pearsall coming back could open up the field more and help Jennings, but I don't think so. I just that is very true. Purdy does like Jennings. Like last year, Jennings was very good to start the year. Let's look at. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, like last year, I mean, he started off the year real hot. I think it was number one in fantasy to start the year, if I remember correctly. And then even as the season went on, he got hurt a little, so that shook it up. But um, I will say this: he definitely could put up some numbers. Like that's not far fetched to think. I just think I definitely like Marks for sure. I think Marks is gonna have. I think the Houston offense is actually gonna do decent against Tennessee. Um, like last week, I was actually surprised that they did decent at all. I didn't think Mills would be able to put up any numbers, and maybe it's because they ended up having to come back, and their backs were against the wall, so they had to make a whole bunch of like plays, and not really their typical style of offense. They were really forced to pass the ball. Um, but yeah, I just think Marks is for sure a start for me, and then I think just what I noticed. Um, let me. This is something I noticed. Every other game is good. Every other game here, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. I don't think that's gonna be a thing, but he's projected like significantly more than these other games. So like that's why I'm thinking like projections don't mean shit. Really, all projections mean is like a decent baseline to like we think this player is gonna do good. So obviously that might not happen. I mean look here, against Tennessee you would have thought they'd had a better game. Um, but yeah, I think he's I think Hampton's gonna be pretty close to coming back after this bye week. Maybe not week 13, but maybe week 14. So yeah, I would take Vital. Now I really hope that like what I hate doing is like being take this person and then that's the wrong Jennings. Get off there. Um, I really hope that he doesn't pop off. I don't know that he will. Um, it is nice to see Purdy coming back though. I can't believe that Mac Jones did as well as he did. Curious to see how he plays. He also could be rusty. Purdy might be rusty. He hasn't played um, in what 6 7 weeks. This could be a rusty game for him. I don't think it is, but yeah. So I would lean Vidal, but I mean Jennings isn't a bad play if you really think that Purdy will target him and maybe Pearsall's rusty. Kind of like Kittle was the first week back. It kind of took him a little bit to rev back up, but I think Kittle's gonna have a really good game. I think McCaffrey's gonna have a good game, and they're just starting to get like healthier. There's a lot more mouths to feed now, whereas before, no Kittle, no Pearsall. That's two players that get some volume, and McCaffrey already sees a lot of touch, like a crazy amount of touches. So there's just so many mouths to feed now, and then, well, so they might not get Ayuk back. There was a little report thing that came back that said we don't know if Ayuk will be ready for the regular season. But there's still quite a bit of time left of the season. So yeah, Russ Bombs. Hopefully who you pick works out for you, because I hate being like, oh, I think you should go with this person. Someone's like, okay, I'll listen to Swag, and then it doesn't work out. Or like first play of the game, a Jennings bomb, and I'm like, oh man, fuck, because it could happen. It could happen. Let's get back to. Let's finish this out real quick. I don't even know what New Orleans needs to help them out. New York Giants, it's crazy. I cannot believe this is one of the worst teams in the league. Now, with the injuries they've had, it's just rough. If they get... So, next year, the Giants get Neighbors back, they get Scat back, and then Dart. Those three, I think the Giants can have a really good season, especially because they got a young defense. They've made some good defensive selections over the last year or two, or three. And I don't think they're far from being. I'm like this is one of the better 2-win teams I've seen in a long time. They've played a lot of good games, and what's crazy is that's not a bad plus minus for 6 games lost there. More than 6-game different. That's not too bad. Wow, that's a wild stat. 45 point. What? Chicago, y'all are weird. I wonder who's going to get the number 1 draft pick. There are a lot of teams in contention. Especially if Tennessee wins a game or two. Man, it's going to be wild. Who do they play for the rest of the... Let's see. Wow, Jesus. Okay, then it trails off. All right. By the way, I am wearing my Parsons jersey today. Cowboys don't play until Monday, but I don't mind. I still will wear my Parsons jersey. No fucks are given. My thing is, I don't know if I like the route we took. I like what I'm seeing. I think our defense is gonna come around this week and going into the next couple weeks. But I think if we had Parsons this year, I think our record could be 6-3 right now, rather than 3-5-1. Especially because a couple of these games we were a play Philly. CD with a minute left dropped a ball where he was behind the Eagles. We easily could have won that game. I feel like that's a game that we we lost. I don't think Philadelphia beat us. This game, we didn't have a chance. I think we should have won that game. We also should have lost this game. Yeah, this one, that's another one. I think if we have Parsons, like that one play, I mean, they hit a couple fourth down conversions on their final drive to beat us, and I think that's when we needed Parsons. And then this one wasn't close, and then this game was fucking god awful. This game was just, ugh. This is what I love seeing right here. Overshown. Get to know, if you don't know the name Overshown, you're going to. As long as he doesn't get like re-injured by the end of this year, if you don't know his name, you will. I mean, you're gonna see some highlight plays from him. He is just an absolute beast. And this is only his like this is his true like third year, but really it's his sophomore year. And even then, it's actually still kind of like his rookie year because he didn't play but like 9 weeks last year or so. Um, and his rookie year he didn't play at all. He was hurt. So like this is kind of like the second part of his rookie year, in a sense, which is crazy because he had such good stats. And we got right here this guy. I think he's gonna be on a snap count. He should have been a first round pick, but he had a knee injury. We love drafting people who have knee injuries. It's crazy. But this guy's gonna be a player. I'm excited to see what he can do. Can we go to? I don't think I can. I want to click on Overshown stats, but I'll go like this. Oh, stuff. So I was like, what is this? Yeah, sorry if the stream seems a bit stale today. Don't have Shrek here. Anticipate, well, we'll start getting a lot more questions here. Um, especially within the next 30 minutes. Usually, like 10:30 after, there's just a ton of questions that come in for about an hour. Um, I'm so excited to have this guy back. Check out this game. Should have kicked off the second half. Yeah. Oh. Touchdown. Damn it, I need Mariota not to have touchdowns. Fuck. What play was this? 20-yard touchdown. How are we looking here? Still looking good. Oh, in fact, this is about... Okay, that's not bad then. Cool, cool, cool. What's up, Rasta? No, it was actually offensive. Believe it or not. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier and how it sucks, man. It sucks that they got this game. Like, ugh, that's terrible. It's a terrible game. Like, especially because the first half was nothing but field goals. Like, especially when there's one game a week or I mean, this is the first game in the country this year. Like, you want an explosive, lights out game, not a field goal fest. You know. Oh man, I feel like I don't know, Mariota and Jameson Winston. I feel like are very comparable. They both can move the ball and throw, but then sometimes they have these like weird decisions. I like to jump for no reason. Oh, man. How you doing, Rasta? Nice to see you. Who do you play this week? Let's see. Rasta. Oh, Mr. Dank. Damn, McBride's gonna have a good day. You know, I want to say Trey Tucker's gonna have a good week, but I think Dallas's defense is gonna be significantly improved. Now I might be completely wrong. They might still be complete ass. I just with us getting five different players that are being changed out defensively, I think that's gonna have a significant impact on our defense. Like we were very beat up, especially our secondary. And one thing to help your secondary is a really good front seven. We definitely improved our front seven. So that's how you can help a bad secondary. Okay. Whew, man. There's my other league. Oh yeah, is Drake London playing? Should play. Okay. Oh shit. Miami's driving. See if they score. Oh man. This is the time of year I love. Like there's so many sports going on. So you have NHL, NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, all in full swing. Ooh, will they go for it on fourth down? I don't know. I think it's too early to go for it. However, that seems to have changed. Dang, turnover on downs. Shame. See, like back in the day, before all this, like, I don't know, I'd say even like 5 years ago, that would have been a field goal. Nowadays, like teams just go for it so much, especially if you're on the goal line. And I know there's analytics that say go for it or don't or whatever, but analytics aren't everything. If that were the case, then you should be able to hit all your bets 100%. I need Mariota not to have any more significant plays. Just pretty much no touchdowns and we'll be fine. Let's go here. What I don't like for our league, so this is something I hate. I absolutely hate this. Now, it might benefit me this year, but I hate it. So we have two divisions, right? I don't think in fantasy football there should be two divisions. Now, if you're in a league or y'all been playing for 10 years and you have divisions that stay the same every year, and there's certain, like, one division dominates every single year, okay, then I can see you putting a division so that because that's kind of the whole point of divisions is so, you don't have some type of team or, some certain set of teams that dominate every single year and always go to the playoffs. So that's the whole point of divisions. Because if you look at our league, it looks very likely. So 6 teams make the playoffs. It's very likely that a team under 500 or 2 teams under 500 will make the playoffs, and 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams over 500 might not. So that's why I don't like this. It should just be top 6 teams 100%. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, like, I still got a chance. If I win this week and Juice loses this week, I'm only a game behind, which is crazy. I should not be in the running. My team has been beat to shit. Here you go. That's all you need to see right there. Points are points, like a hockey team would not shoot at an open. Yeah. There it is. Oh, maybe a safety. Now there is that. You could get a safety here. So like going for it isn't the worst thing if you can keep your opponents. And then like if you get a stop here, then you're right back, in almost scoring position off of a punt, unless it's just a crazy punt. But I still would have kicked a field goal here with so much time left on the clock. The only teams I think Detroit and Philadelphia. Those are the 2 teams that all right, y'all want to go for it? Go ahead. Y'all have proven that y'all can consistently make those plays. I don't think I'm going. Let me check. I want to check my other league real quick. I don't think I'm in any trouble in winning. I think I'm gonna win this league. My other league. I'm in 3 leagues. My final one's on ESPN, and I have a really good team. Did he ever switch? Oh, he didn't switch his people out. This fool's 8-2. There's no way he doesn't switch his people out. Also, it's just top 3 from each division. Why isn't real football and the only division winners guaranteed a spot? Yeah, I don't. Well, because rather than divisions, they're conferences. That's kind of what you have. 2 conferences. So, you don't have. You have a certain amount from the NFC, a certain amount from the AFC. We just don't have enough teams to make, but yeah, it should be. I think that's how I think it should be. It should be division winner, everyone else doesn't matter how it is. That's how it should be. I think that's the best way. the more teams you get, the more skewed this is going to be. It just, I don't like it for anything. Like I really honestly don't understand what the point of conferences is. And this is going to be fixed next year at least. It'll be 8 teams. Because right now you're leaving half the league out of the playoffs. But, you know, it is what it is. It is like this year, you can't really do too much about it. It's one of those things I think, like, once we saw after the season started and we got a decent way through, and maybe other people don't even recognize it. Why is the shit thing here? What is? Oh, because the most points have been scored against me. Is that it? Oh yeah, I got the shit emoji because most points have been scored against me. That also doesn't help my record. It was Shrek. Shrek did have the most points scored against him for a while. Yeah, see, he was up there. And my points for hasn't helped. But I've been in, like, my team has been just injured as shit. It's been unfortunate. Dang, they got a first down. And then a false start. I'm looking at the playoffs protection right now. Pluto, Chansey, Ren, Funman, Shrek, and Dink. Wait, what? Really? Am I wrong? I might be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. How do I see the projections? It's different on here. Go to week 15. Oh, there you go. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it does go off just record. Okay, that's better than I thought it was just by division. Okay, that makes way more sense. Maybe it is like that. Oh, then I ain't got a chance in hell. Okay, that's the way it should be in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's how it should be. That makes a lot more sense. Oops, how did I do this matchup? Yeah, because I don't think Juice makes it. Yeah, so that is what it is. Okay. Yeah, because like if it was like that, like to have like to leave, one at least one of these or two of these out is just that's just like if like a because if you went off projections this week, Juice is supposed to lose. I think Josh might too, maybe. Oh no! Wow. Okay, I mean, Shrek did really good. He got a 32. Oh, Brees Hall. I didn't see it. Brees Hall. Oh, he's got Miami defense. Okay, well that changed then. He was projected to win. Oh, okay. Juice might win, so that might not matter. But damn, this is actually a huge match then. These are two 5-5 teams. That's huge. And then Josh, man, look at Josh's points this week. I did not want to give up Higgins. But I had to do something and try to win out. And I don't think the trade I did was bad either. It was a good trade. I just think Higgins has a super. I would have liked to have kept him, but I had to have a running back. I have Genty and Harvey, and even if Hampton comes back, he has a week 12 bye and a week 12 bye. Like, in my other running backs, Corum, I gotta hope for an injury. Like 5 projected points, like, and that's about what he gets. Like, yeah, right. That ain't gonna give me a win. So I had to trade and I had to give up one of my wide receivers for now. I do have some. I still think Godwin has a chance to get back to form. So I'm hoping that maybe him and with him and Diggs, maybe I could do something. But if I don't win out, it doesn't matter. It won't matter at all. Let's see. Man, this drive is taking forever. Man, it is dead today. Usually we have a lot of questions at this point. I definitely haven't had that many. Oh, they did hold them, so they will get decent field position. Damn, it's very warm in this room right now. Yeah, see, they get the ball pretty much midfield. So it's not so bad. It turned out not so bad. Now, if Washington drove down the field and scored, that really would have hurt them. But still, I think you should have gone for the field goal, dog. That's good. Now Mariota doesn't get as many points, so that's good. That's good. And they can take time off the clock. Hopefully Miami doesn't give the ball back until the fourth quarter. I think that would be ideal here. Cool. QJ is officially healthy. Oh yeah, let's see what Shefty has to say. Golden, London, Ridley, Simmons. Brian Thomas Jr. is inactive. I would, Myers and Parker, no. Yeah, Parker might be decent today, especially because BTJ's out. He hasn't had a good year regardless, but Metcalf, McMillan, or Parker. PPR. What's up, Cody? Let's take a look. I just want to look at a couple things before I answer this. And he's out. Okay. Do like that. Man, he's just had such 3 out of 4 performances have been so bad when he started so good. Kind of weird. He didn't do good against Cincy last time. And then Tet. Whoops. So, just so you know, before I answer the question, you do have this game, Green Bay, New York Giants. This has some significant winds, 20 miles per hour sustained, then 30 to 40 mile per hour gust. Getting a little less as the game goes on. Cincy, Pittsburgh, 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds, 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts. This is like what we saw in the Bears-Giants game last week. It affected the game a little bit, but not too much. This is more on like deep throws and kicking game, whereas this might have a little bit more of an effect. And then these two are just like the Green Bay New York Giants, but maybe even more. 20 mile per hour sustained, 25 mile per hour sustained, 30 to 35 mile per hour gust. Maybe a little bit of precipitation here, but I think these are going to be dry. So if there's precipitation, not going to matter too much. So wind will be a factor, but mainly more like kicking game and deep balls. So more like you'll see more slants, more stop routes, more quick like screens, tight ends, maybe tucking and running the ball a little more, things like that. I think I would go Parker. Parker or Metcalf. I don't think I would go McMillan. Although in this game, the wind might have a little bit of effect, but Metcalf is someone who's good at like quick slants and stuff too. And in fact, Cincinnati is allowing the most yards after catch for receivers in the league. So this matchup is super favorable for Metcalf. He didn't perform last time. I don't know if he'll repeat though. So I like Parker. Parker with BTJ being out. Did I close the window? I did. I closed the window. With BTJ being out and Parker having consistent weeks, I like Parker. I don't think Tet's gonna have the best game going against the Falcons. And I like Metcalf. He just hasn't performed the last few weeks. Doesn't mean he can't perform. It is against Cincinnati. They are a terrible pass defense. They're a terrible defense. So I think that's how I would rank it. I just like Parker's consistency's just been doing better. Oh man, that one's hard because Jameson Winston is starting. He can throw the ball. He also throws a lot of picks. So he does throw the ball downfield. However, this game does have pretty decent wind. And I don't think Jameson Winston is, you know, he might struggle in this game a lot. Especially, I think Green Bay might be able to tee up on him. I think this Green Bay is going to have a lot of sacks in this game. I think Parsons probably, if Parsons doesn't get double and triple teamed, he's going to have a huge game. If he does, then someone else is going to have a huge game for the Green Bay defense. Um, I man, I'm so hesitant to take anyone in this game other than like someone like Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is going to have a huge game here. Maybe I might take like the tight end. I don't know how. I'll go back to it. Where is? There he is. No, I think Theo Johnson has a pretty good game here. I'm not so sure. I might take Metcalf over Robinson. Yeah. Pearsall's back and Purdy's back. Um, Pearsall could be thrown right back into the thick of things. Like he might just 0 to 100. Um, they play. Oh, they play Arizona. Yeah, I think so. For me, I probably would go like Parker and Metcalf. I really like Metcalf's um who he's playing. Um, there is wind in that game, but I think it'll be fine. I'm not so sure. Like, so what if you put in Pearsall and either Pearsall or Purdy is rusty? Either one. That's kind of hard to. That's a risk. Metcalf, although hasn't been consistent. The thing about Pittsburgh is their tight ends have taken a lot. They have three different tight ends that they use that put up, some stats. So yeah, yeah. And Metcalf didn't have a good game against Cincinnati last time. He only put up like 6 to 8 fantasy points. I don't expect him to repeat that. He's just too good, and Cincinnati's just too bad. I think Pittsburgh is gonna be fucking pissed at how last game went against the Bengals. I think they want payback so bad. I do like some of your options though, like having the option of Pearsall, even McMillan. Like any of the players you mentioned could have a game. It's not like none of these players can put up stats. I don't think McMillan does very well against Atlanta. That doesn't look to be a high scoring game. Cincy versus Pittsburgh looks to be a pretty high scoring game. Um, in fact, I have quite a few different players in my lineups from that game for DraftKings. Um, and I'm just wondering if Purdy and or Pearsall is rusty, or maybe they're just fresh. It's just so hard to tell. I don't know. They're playing against Arizona, who's not the best to play against. It's a pretty decent matchup. And then for New York Giants and Green Bay, that one might be a blowout with a lot of turnovers from Winston, and I think a lot of sacks too. I think he's gonna have a lot of sacks. Yeah. For me, Parker, Metcalf. If you're feeling frisky, maybe Pearsall. What the hell was I looking at? Oh, yeah, I was looking at... That's what I was looking at. That's what we were looking at. Oh, I bet I did have it pulled up. It's just on a different fucking tab. Or not a whole different screen. What? 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 Oh, we missed a meeting. Okay. I think that helps Shakir even more. I think Shakir is going to be a good pick for this game. Kincaid's out. And this game has a lot of wind. And maybe a little bit of precipitation, but I'm not too worried about that. It's more the wind. And Shakir is a perfect, 10-yard stop, 10-yard out, quick slant. Like, that's what you look for in these games. A little screen, something like that. Damn, how do you get paid millions and miss a fucking meeting? What else we got? Damn. Well, I love that. Heading into today's NFC West showdown in Los Angeles, Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold has been sacked 10 times in 9 games this season. One more sack than the Rams had against him and the Vikings during their 2024 wildcard win. Last season, the Rams beat Darnold twice, including in a season-ending loss that contributed to why Minnesota didn't re-sign him, which freed him to become a free agent and sign with Seattle, where Darnold now faces the Rams team that helped make all this possible. That's a good little tweet. Yeah, I know. CJ Stroud's out. Looks like Bam Knight's going to play. Looks like Devontae Adams is going to play. Looks like Ridley's going to play. I thought Ridley was going to have a better year. Yo, what's up? I'm just going to call you Axe. I have no clue how to say, how do I say your name? Is it Axe or is it Judy or Ricky Pearsall? Ooh, that's a good question. Who do the Browns play? Browns play the Ravens. Judy had a pretty good week last week. I don't think there's supposed to be weather in that game. Oh yeah, there is. There's significant weather. My bad. Yeah. There's a lot of wind in that game. I think I'd go Ricky Pearsall. So this is one of the games where it's supposed to be like 25-mile-per-hour sustained winds, which, you get like 10 to 15. That doesn't really affect much. you get like 20, that starts to affect more so with deep balls. When you get 25 mph sustained winds and then 30 to 35 mph gust, that affects a lot more than just deep throws. Yeah, I don't know if I would go with Judy this week. It'll also be colder too. Let's see. Yeah. Now, maybe Ricky Pearsall is rusty, but also he gets Purdy's back in there too. Could be rusty. I don't know if he'll be on a snap count or not. He might just straight be thrown right back into the thick of things. Like there might not be a snap count issue or anything. Um, but I think Pearsall has a better week than Judy. Judy could still have a good week. Like you know that very well could happen. I think I'd have to lean Pearsall here. With just this weather is just, I mean that this weather sucks. It's gonna feel really cold. Um, which sometimes makes your hands numb. I think there's gonna be some drop balls here, off target throws. Look at this over under. There's a for this these teams. For the Browns that's not surprising, but Baltimore that's surprising. 38.5. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Love getting the questions. Who scored? Who scored here? Oh, Mariota's questionable? Oh no. Who scored here? Wait. That was the first score. Why does it do that? Why doesn't it go the other way? Dang, Ollie Gordon vultured a damn touchdown away from 18. Yeah, here's my other league. Here's my team. I had Garrett Wilson, but he got injured. He was doing well. I wish I would have traded him. Oh, Mariota's back in there. Wait. He ran for 44 yards? Fuck, man. That sucks. Damn. Why does it have this questionable thing? Get this shit off here. He ain't questionable. He's in the fucking game. So we will be ending. Typically, we end here in about 35 minutes. I might shut it down a little early. We're super slow today. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm just boring today, or we don't have Shrek, or not talking about anything in particular, or we just have less questions. But I probably will shut it down like 15 minutes early. So we'll probably go like 20 minutes. And then I'll shut it down. I got some lineups I want to finalize and maybe put a couple pick six like dollar bets. I need not Mariota to score here. Yeah. Come on, not Mariota. Not Mariota. At least I had a couple touchdowns finally in this game. Ah, fuck your ads. I got you muted, bitch. See if they can stop him. I'd be down for a stop or anything other than a Mariota touchdown. Let's see what we like. 11, 12, 13, 14. So 4. I'll take a look at it after this. I gotta win all 4 weeks coming up in order to have a chance. If I can make it to when I get Hampton back, I think I'll be looking pretty good. I like my team then. Oh, there's an injury on the play. It's a long ass injury. Oh, they can go for it on 4th down. See, this might be where maybe go for it on 4th down with such little time left in the game. Kicking a field goal and then giving the ball up, that probably wouldn't make me feel good. Yeah. If you score a touchdown here, you set yourself up really well. And if you don't, well, then they're pinned. You can still get a safety too. So like, yeah, timeout's probably good. Discuss it. I bet they go for it. At the same time, you could kick a field goal and take the lead. I don't care what happens as long as Mariota doesn't score. All right, incomplete. I will take that. That's Mariota not scoring. Wonder who's gonna win this game. You kind of, if you're either of these teams, you don't want to win this game. You are hurting your because you're not making the playoffs. The best you can do is 10-7, and that's probably not going to make the playoffs. And you're very unlikely to win out. Like very unlikely. Now, can it happen? Yeah, absolutely sure. It's just not very likely to happen. So you want like if this were me, I would want to lose this game. I don't want to win this game. Yeah, we're going to give it about 10 more minutes, then we're going to end stream. That'll be all she wrote. Damn, they must have gone to commercial because this is taking for fucking ever. They were going to play in so long. I hate that. Like, I find it weird. Like, you play like high school ball and it's a continuous game. Like, when the ball gets turned over, your offense or defense goes out there. There's no waiting. Um, it gets set up and then the plays ran. You don't have to wait for a commercial. Like NFL games should take like about an hour, hour and a half. It should not take 3 hours. It's kind of crazy. They got to get their money. Got to get their commercials. I always found that weird. Like we're gonna hold up the game for commercials. I mean, I understand the business side of it. I just wish it wasn't like that. Oh, I'm so excited to watch these games. It's my favorite time of the week, Sunday. Hey, they finally took the questionable off of Mariota. Dang, I really wish they would have scored a field goal there or a safety, because now they're gonna want to pass the ball and move the ball. Whereas, maybe they'd be a little more inclined to run the ball if they had the lead. Try to drain some of that clock. I hope Miami keeps moving the ball, though. That would work. That would work, too. I will be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. All right, chat. I got about 5 more minutes to ask your questions. We are going to be wrapping up the stream a little early today. Wow, that sounds about right. Muff a punt. Also, if you didn't know, you can, if there's a punt and your catcher goes to catch it and it touches them and the other team recovers, you cannot advance the ball. So it's called a muffed punt. For whatever, and I don't know why this rule never made sense to me, but on a muffed punt you can't advance the ball. So now that's different if the returner catches it, gains possession, and starts to run with it, and then fumbles. Then you can return it. Then you can advance it. But for some reason, I never understood why. But that's a rule. So if you ever see that and you wonder oh well, why did he get called down or whatever? Yeah, that's why. I don't know if that was the case there. That's something I thought of where it's a weird quirky rule that's in football that I don't know why it exists. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to maybe it's to protect the return man. I don't fucking know. I don't have a clue. That's good. At least Miami got the ball. Now they can work on getting a first down or two and then draining the clock. So That'll help me. I just need Mariota not to score any more points. That'll help me out. Oh, Kyler's still projected the same amount. God, if I don't win this freaking week, I'm just done. Done with this league for the year. That would be the kind of year I would have. I mean, I don't think I have the strongest team either. But, like, I mean, these are like some flex players. Odunze is not a flex player. And Ted's not a flex player. But, like, Charbonnet, flex player. Williams, definitely a flex player this year. He has not... I mean, the last 2 weeks he's done really well. But, like, look at this. I mean, flex player. Goose egg. Like, you know. They're playing Philly, so hopefully that helps. Bowers is not a flex player. This is his first pick, was Bowers. Which, you can see why. I mean, he's just been injured all year. It's been unfortunate. Let's see, this will probably be his keeper. Does he have another keeper? Maybe Irving? I don't know if I'd consider Irving a first or second round pick. Let's go back to the game. Alright, they did get a first down. Alright. Yeah, drain that clock. Okay, this is good. Good. Alright, Washington's taking their timeouts. I think that was a decent time to take a timeout. I was thinking, like, man, if you take all your timeouts and then they get a first down, the game's almost over for you. But taking a timeout now and seeing how you do on second down will probably depend on if they want to take a timeout or not. But yeah, I think that was a good time to take a timeout. God, it almost doesn't matter. Yeah, you got to stop them here. If you don't stop them here, then they're just going to run the clock out to kick a field goal. So you have to stop them here. There's no letting them get... If they get a first down, this game is essentially over with the field goal. Like, that's how it's going to end. Well, there you go. This game is going to... It's going to be 2-minute warning. Yeah, it's 2-minute warning, and then they're going to call a timeout. Man, you almost got to let them score. You might be better off letting them score here. Let's see. Run a play. Okay, they'll call their last timeout. So let's say 1:50 on second down. Take 40 seconds off of 1:50. That's 1:10, third down. Take 40 seconds off. You got kick a field goal with 30 seconds left. So you'll have about 30 seconds left. Okay, they took a timeout on the front side. It's going to be the same. Second down. At 2. Third down at 1:20. Yeah. They'll still kick a field goal with 40 seconds left. Unless they score a touchdown. So you'll either have 40 seconds left to... Well, okay, I guess that's doable. But no timeout. So if you get tackled in bounds or a sack, it's going to be rough. Yeah, I guess maybe you don't let them score. You do your best to stop them. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up. No questions. Kind of a honestly kind of a dead stream today. It was not not as fun as usual. We did get to answer some questions, so that was nice. Thank y'all for stopping by asking questions. Got a couple follows. We'll be back next week. I don't. Next week, we'll know how our Thanksgiving schedule is gonna be. I think we'll probably go live. Uh, so we'll go live next Sunday, and then the week after that is Thanksgiving. We'll probably go live on Thursday and Sunday of next week. That's probably what we'll end up doing. Not 100% sure, so keep your notifications active on Twitch so you know when we do go live. You can also follow us on our Discord. You can always ask, when we plan on going live, but hopefully we see y'all back for some more questions soon. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Good luck on all your bets, and hopefully you win your fantasy games. And we will see you next time. Have a good one. Peace.